two angels came to the entrance of the city of Sodom that evening. Lot was sitting there as they arrived. When Lot saw them, he stood up to meet them. He bowed low to the ground and welcomed them. "My lords," he said, "come to my home to wash your feet and be my guests for the night. You may then awake as early as you like in the morning and be on your way." "Oh no," they said, "we will spend the night out in the city square." Lot insisted, and so at last they went home with him. Lot had set a great feast before them. He even had fresh bread made without yeast for them. After the meal, while they were getting ready for bed, all the men of Sodom, young and old, came from all over the city, and they surrounded Lot's house. They shouted at Lot, "Where are the men who came to spend the night with you? Bring them out so that we can sleep with them." Lot stepped outside to talk to them. He shut the door behind him. He begged them, saying, "Please, my brothers, don't do such a wicked thing. Look, I have 2 virgin daughters. Do with them as you wish, but leave these men alone, for they are under my protection." "Stand back," they shouted. "Who do you think you are? We let you settle among us, and now you try to tell us what to do? We will treat you far worse than those other men." They then lunged at Lot and began breaking down his door, but the 2 angels reached out and pulled Lot back inside, and they bolted the door. They then blinded the men of Sodom so that they could not find the door. The angels then asked Lot if he had any other relatives in the city. They proceeded to tell him to get every single one of them out of that city, as they are going to completely destroy it. They told Lot that the stench of this place has reached the Lord, and that the Lord has sent them to destroy it. Lot immediately rushed to his daughter's fiancés. "Quick, get out of the city! The Lord is going to destroy it," said Lot. But the young men thought that he was joking. By dawn the next morning, the angels became insistent. "Hurry," they said to Lot. "Take your wife and your daughters and get out of here right away, or you will be caught in the destruction." When Lot hesitated, the angels seized his hands and the hands of his wife and 2 daughters and rushed them to safety outside the city, for the Lord was merciful. "Run for your lives," the angels warned. "Do not stop anywhere in the valley. Don't look back. Escape to the mountains, or you will die." "Oh no, my lords, please. You have been so kind to me and saved my life, and you have granted me such mercy. But I cannot go to the mountains, as disaster will catch up to me there, and I will soon die." Lot had begged the angels, "See, there is a small village nearby. Please let me go there instead. Then my life will be saved." "All right, I will grant your request. I will not destroy that little village, but hurry, as I can't do anything until you are there," said the angel. From that moment on, that village was known as Zoar. As Lot reached the village, the sun began to rise. The Lord then sent rain of fire and sulfur down from the heavens onto Sodom and Gomorrah. He completely destroyed them, along with the other cities and villages on that plain, eliminating all life, people, plants, and animals alike. But Lot's wife looked back as she followed him, and she became a pillar of salt. When morning came, Abraham was up early. He hurried over to the place where he had stood in the Lord's presence. He looked out across the plains, and all he saw was columns of smoke and fumes, as from a furnace, rising from the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. God had listened to Abraham's request, and he kept Lot safe, removing him from the disaster that engulfed the cities of the plain. Afterward, Lot then left Zoar, as he was afraid of the people there, and he went to live in a cave in the mountains with his daughters. One day the oldest daughter said to her little sister that there are no men in this entire area to marry. They decided to get their father drunk, and they would sleep with him in order to preserve their family line. Their father was unaware of all of this. They each took their turn on different evenings that they would get their father drunk and sleep with him. The first night was the older sister, and the second night was the younger sister. The father stayed unaware of this. Both of the daughters were pregnant. The older daughter gave birth to a son and named him Moab. He became the ancestor of the nation now known as Moabites. The younger daughter gave birth to a son, and she named him Ben-Ammi. He became the ancestor of the Ammonites. Abraham now moved south to the Negev and settled there between Kadesh and Shur, at a place called Gerar, for a while. Abraham again told people that his wife Sarah was his sister. Then King Abimelech had sent for her and had her brought to him at his palace. One night God appeared to Abimelech in a dream and said, "You are a dead man, for the woman that you took is married." Abimelech had luckily not yet slept with her, so he replied to the Lord, "Lord, will you kill an innocent man? Abraham told me that she is his sister, and she herself said that he is her brother. I acted in complete innocence." God replied, "Yes, I know you are innocent. That is why I kept you from sinning against me. I did not let you touch her. Now return her to her husband, and he will pray for you, for he is a prophet. Then you will live. But if you do not return her, then you can be sure that you and your entire household will die." The next morning Abimelech got up early and hastily called a meeting with his servants. When he told them what had happened, great fear swept through the crowd. Abimelech then called for Abraham. "What is this you have done to us? What have I done to you that deserves treatment like this, making me and my kingdom guilty of this great sin? This kind of thing should not be done. Why have you done this to us?" demanded Abimelech. Abraham replied, "Well, I figured this to be a godless place, and so I thought they will want my wife and kill me to get her. Besides, she is my sister. We both have the same father, though different mothers, and I married her. When God sent me to travel far from my father's house, I told her, 'Wherever we go, have the kindness to say that you are my sister.'" Then Abimelech chose sheep and oxen, as well as servants, both male and female, and he gave them to Abraham, and returned his wife Sarah to him too. Abimelech then went on to say, "Look over my kingdom and choose a place where you would like to live." Then he turned to Sarah and said, "Look, I am giving your brother 1,000 pieces of silver to compensate for any embarrassment that I may have caused you. This will settle any claim against me in this matter." Abraham then prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech, his wife, and the other women of the household, so that they could have children. For as a warning to Abimelech, the Lord had stricken all the women with infertility, for Abimelech having taken Abraham's wife.